Hello students of class 8. In the last video we discussed about the poem The Fog, right? Now let me introduce the poem first and then we are going to discuss the question answers. In this poem the poet was passing from the way. At that time, in the beginning, the fog started, right? And I also told you what is the fog, right? So in the foggy atmosphere, when he started at that time, the fog was not that much thicker, but gradually it became so thick that the poet was unable to see anything in the way, right? At that time, when his eyes were burning, he was unable to see anything. At that time, the street lights were also unable to spread their light on the earth. Secondly, the heavenly stars also could not drop their lights on the earth, right? So that thick fog was so dangerous, was so heavy that the poet was unable to see anything, right? At that time, a person was passing from the close distance of the poet. At that time, the poet told him that, please help me, I'm unable to see anything. At that time, that person leads him to his house, right? And he helps him to find his way. Actually, after that, the poet came to know that the person was blind, visually impaired, and confidently that person told him to follow, right? And how the poet followed him, that is a very amazing thing, right? So in this poem, the poet explains about the person who was visually impaired, and he helped confidently to the poet. So sometimes it happens, then the people who are normal, they sometimes need the help of those people who are physically disabled, right? So we are discussing the question answers. First question: how has the speaker described the fog? Right? How it is described? In this poem, the speaker has described the fog as very thick. He talks about a foggy evening when he is unable to see the surrounding clearly and is lost. He is unable to see anything, and because of that, he is lost in the foggy evening, right? Okay, now here is the second question. What did the fog do to speaker's throat and eyes? What was he unable to do because of this? Now here is the answer. What is the question? What did the fog do to speaker's throat, right? What was the effect upon speaker's throat and eyes, right? What was he unable to do because of this? And because of this fog, right? He was unable to do some particular things. What was that, right? So now the answer is speaker's throat was clutched and he coughed. Moreover, he started coughing because of the fog. Moreover, his eyes were unable to see anything clearly in the fog because of thick fog. He was unable to see anything. His eyes were burning like balls of burning lead, right? Like burning lead, his eyes were burning. He was unable to keep his eyes open. So due to fog, he was unable to look anything, to see anything, because his eyes were burning and his throat was clutched, right? Next question. Next question. Why did the speaker lose all judgments? Why he could not judge anything? In what way he misjudge distance and space? Right? So he was unable to see anything. So he was unable to judge anything. Right? So why did the speaker lose all judgments? In what way did he misjudge distance and space? Right? The speaker lost total judgment and he felt like a visually impaired person and lost the judgment of distance and space. Could not decide could not decide it where to go. He could not understand how to take next step. You know what happened? He lost total judgment and he felt like a visually impaired person because he was unable to see anything and lost the judgment of distance and space. Right? He was unable to see anything and could not decide where to go because he was unable to see anything. So could not decide where to go, at what distance he had to go. He could not understand how to take next step because he felt like a visually impaired person, and because of that he was unable to take even a single step. Next question. What did the passerby lead the speaker? How did he do so? The passerby say to the speaker to follow him. What did he say? That you follow me. He wrapped the stones in front and laid the speaker. What did he do? He wrapped the stones in front and he told the speaker to follow him. So he led the speaker. Right? Next question. Where did the passerby lead the speaker? How did he do so? Right? That means, where did the passerby lead the speaker? Right? Passerby was blind. How did he lead? And where did he lead? How did he do so? Right? Passerby was a visually impaired man. That means he was blind. He told the speaker that he had to follow him. Right? Even though being a blind man, he confidently told the poet, right, the speaker, that he had to follow him. He started rapping the stones and tried to find the way. Right? By rapping the stone, by hitting the stones with his legs, he was finding his way easily. Right? Next question. What was unusual about the passerby? Right? What was unusual, right, about the passerby? So answer. The passerby was unable to see. That means he was totally blind. He was blind but very confident. He was able to face difficulty, right? Because he was blind, but even then he was so confident that he was able to find the way, which was difficult for the normal man speaker, and he was able to find the way for the speaker. So dear students, this was a small video of question answers. Secondly, let us find some of the difficult words from the poem. So look at the poem, students. Grow thick, that means it grew more dark, right? Can, that is the old usage of the word, that means person's range of vision, right? Range of understanding, right? Then giants, that means big in size. Giants means big in size. Then clutched, that means caught. Clutched means caught. जैसे कि we feel something no in the throat and we say that my throat is clutched. So cuffed means to cuff, right? So after that, burning lead, that is the metal, lead is metal. So as how the lead is burning, the same way his eyes were burning, right? After that, judgment, to give judgment, nyai, space, place, at which place he was, right? Right? Then halted, that means stopped, which is not moving. Halted means which is not moving, right? So heavenly stars, that means the stars in the sky. What is the meaning of heavenly stars? The stars in the sky, right? Then follow means to go behind, follow, right? Then wrapped, that means heat or knocked something quickly many times, right? Stones, patthar. Then so this way the William Henry Davis is explaining the poem. Okay, so I think there is no doubt now in this poem. And once again I would like to tell you that which pattern is there in this poem, that is 1 2 1 2, right? How, जैसे कि can, man, same, had, laid, place, space, cars, stars, said, laid, and come home. So this way the repetition is there. So you can also say which poetic device is there, repetition, right? So in this repetition is the poetic device, you can also describe like that. Okay, so after explaining this poem, we are completing the poem The Fog and the discussion of the question answers. Okay, so I'll also send you the image of the question answers so that you can easily write. But as I told you, these are only points. You have to add something, you have to write something more in the answers. Okay, bye bye.